Hey guys, it's ACairconditioner and welcome to Genshin Impact 2.5. This is pretty long awaited. I mean, like, not as awaited as 2.4 with the amount of content that we got there, but this is going to be a pretty good update. So, for this video, we're gonna be handling a character story quest, Raiden Shogun's character story quest Act 2. Now, to unlock the story quest, you need to complete the Inazuma Archon quest, and you also have to complete Raiden Shogun's Act 1 story quest to unlock this one. And after we did that, we're going to be doing Miko's character story quest, which is a different video. But let's not ramble, let's get started. So, I've made theories about what's going to happen in this story quest, kind of. You could go check that in my 2.5 special program analysis video. But we'll see if it comes true or not. As usual, dialogues, I'm gonna talk through them, but I'm not gonna try to talk over them. You know the drill.
Astra Abyssosk. Recently, the Adventurers Guild has received an unusual commission, and after careful consideration, we believe that
the Traveler would be the most suitable candidate, right?
Again.
Indeed, as ever. I will spare the pleasantries then. May I ask if you two are available to help?
Of course. That's what we're here for.
Well, let me go over it briefly. Our client for this job is the Yashiro Commission. Apparently, Rifthounds are attacking the roots of the Sacred Sakura nearby Mount
Really?
Yogo in great numbers.
Rifthounds? On Narukami Island?
Yes. We are not sure where exactly these creatures come from. But this time, they are attacking in alarming numbers with great aggression and a clear target. The Sacred Sakura is of tremendous importance to Inazuma. I trust you are aware of this already?
I believe I understand.
Good. Then you can see that this case is very urgent indeed.
Is the Tenryu Commission aware?
Yes, and they are already taking action of their own. However, given that the Sacred Sakura's root system is vast and complex, and faced with the unpredictability and scale of the Rifthounds' attacks, they are finding it difficult to defend against them. Their main priority is to protect the civilian population, so they are actively looking to cooperate with all other available forces to eliminate the monsters. The Adventurers Guild is one of the key parties assisting the Tenryu Commission with their work.
What the hell?
But so far, the combined efforts to combat the Rifthounds has failed to substantially ameliorate the situation.
Time to make some whelps yelp.
You have our deepest gratitude. Your confident response puts me far more at ease. I will mark on your map the areas where Rifthound appearances have been recently reported. I hope you won't encounter too much trouble overcoming them.
Relax. We'll be back before you can say Ad Astra Abyssosk.
She's gonna say it right now. Say it right now, Catherine. Okay. Transient Dreams has begun. So this starts off with
Sacred Sakura's in danger again, huh? Who'd have thought? Keeping the Sacred Sakura safe was Kazari's greatest wish, and now these mangy mutts are trying to destroy it. Time to teach him a lesson.
Paimon, never interrupt me ever again. Got it? Okay. So the Sacred Sakura. It looks like that you also have to complete the Sacred Sakura cleansing quest as well. Because this is its own entire huge quest line that I did on my own time during 2.0. And this involves cleansing the Sacred Sakura alongside Kazari's help, who is basically the negative energy left behind the Kitsune Saigyu. I think. It's been a long time since I've done that quest. But it seems that Rifthounds are attacking it. Now, Rifthounds are monsters of the abyss, which is interesting. And the fact that the Yashiro Commission is asking us to do this as well.
Attacking the Sacred Sakura! Stop them!
It's kind of interesting that the Yashiro Commission is the one that starts us to do this quest. Now, how does this lead into Raiden Shogun? Because I have no idea how this could lead into it. Now, Rifthounds. You guys have fought them before in Lumine Island. If you guys haven't though, these guys are monsters that belong to the Abyss Order, and they have the power of erosion, which basically allows you to drain, or no, not erosion, sorry, of corrosion. They basically drain your health, and
There are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help! Come on,
I believe Shielders doesn't help in this situation because it's corrosion damage So healers are very much stronger in this case.
Torn to oblivion.
Oh, well, that's how they link it then.
Shogun? Wait, no! Could also be A!
I wonder.
Oh, it's you two.
Raiden Shogun? I like
It's
us a
been a long
question mark.
time.
Oh, it's A.
We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou Commission crisis.
It's been a while, eh?
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them! That was amazing!
Actually, yeah, what brings you out this time?
I'm making early preparations for what is to come.
Wait, what?
Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. I was finally able to comprehend some things that I
Excuse
had
me?
never understood in the past. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking, I find myself having the urge to spend some time in the outside world.
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that I am not here to amuse myself. Recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. The most serious
So
of
she knows
these
what's
being
going on in the
attack
outside
the
world,
Sacred
despite being in
Sakura
the
by
plane,
numerous
which we knew
Rifthounds.
since our conquest.
I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened to run into you.
It doesn't seem like a matter needing the Archon's attention.
If the Shogun rather than I were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
What?
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Oh yeah, she's programmed.
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But Rifthounds attacking the Sacred Sakura.
What
It brings
bad
back
memories?
bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes.
Oh, wait, what?
500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives
What?
were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the Rifthounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space
Yeah, I was
with their
just about to
claws and
say.
teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts.
Wait, 500 years ago, Inazuma was also in peril? That same event that doomed Conria? Or is this a different event that she's talking about that happened around that same time? 500 years ago. Conria.
So you've
She
heard of
knows.
it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to
I mean,
you,
well, I mean, she wouldn't
it
know that
seems like my
because
response to
she
these
lost her
creatures
sister
was an
during that
excessive one.
fight, didn't she?
but an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together.
Something is
From the
off.
traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. All of them must be eliminated.
Let's go.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace company. Having someone uber powerful on your team kinda makes you feel invincible,
Ha ha ha
doesn't
ha
it?
ha ha.
Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Kanye.
Yes, because Zhongli for some reason wouldn't answer us.
This color, it's similar to the color when the Sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Oh yeah, there's some residue.
More speed.
Oh yeah, so you just follow them. So A knows about Kanye, which makes sense. And she says she doesn't want to recall that memory since around that time She lost a sister during the fight. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, but the music feels a bit too loud for me. I want you guys to hear hear me, okay? So, A recalls Conria. And she knows about it and she doesn't like the memories that happened back then because, well, during the Cataclysm that we know, she lost a sister. And apparently that same 500 years ago, during that time period, Inazuma was also in peril, attacked by monsters led by the Rifthounds.
Time to scout.
Something doesn't add up here.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be able to nurse the root system back to health.
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And
Oh,
how
what
come
the? I
it's
didn't even notice
glowing?
that. It's a memory.
What's this?
These are not real people, these are memories. How terrible.
Could they be dead people? It wouldn't
Yeah,
be
Tsurumi.
the first time we'd seen ghosts on our journey. But why would they appear here?
Hey, is this the thing
Let's
you're not
search
telling
the
us?
area. Perhaps we will find out.
Kitamura.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other
Oh,
troops
is
are
this what
counting
happened
on me.
500 years ago?
What happened here? Could you tell us?
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Uh-oh.
Run quick while you still can. The monsters
Yep,
will be
this
back.
is 500 years
And
ago.
once you're in their sights, I'm telling you, there's no escaping them. We will defend Inazuma until our dying breath.
What exactly happened?
You don't know?
Yep, 500 years ago.
Inazuma is engulfed in darkness.
Okay. So,
Beasts
darkness.
and horrifying monsters are everywhere.
I'm assuming this is the
Merciless,
Abyss Order.
ferocious, and they will devour
But something
everything
doesn't
in
add
their
up
path.
because 500 years ago, the Abyss Order would not have
of humanity's
been a
existence, I tell
thing
you.
back then. Because the
They'll
Abyss Order
devour
only
it
happened
all.
because Conrad was destroyed.
Look, none of
How
that
long does it
seems
take
to be
for
going on around
People
here.
in Conrad to become the
Not
Abyss
right
Order?
now.
How long does that
But
take?
they'll be back.
Only months?
Look, get out of here. Now. There's no time left. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left to rely on but ourselves.
Excuse me?
I don't know how long we can hold out for. But if we abandon
The
our
Almighty
hope,
Shogun is
then
gone.
we've got
Oh,
nothing left at all.
I'm sorry for talking over.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. You have to help us. You have to save Inazuma. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please, or the whole of Inazuma will be reduced to a hunting ground for the beasts.
Calm down. The war you speak of is over.
Oh, she's gonna
Over.
remind them.
But what do you mean?
Spirits can only move on once
Shogun.
they're reminded, aren't they?
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will no doubt remember.
There's a lightning storm going on
There are
around here.
no monsters, nor is there anything else here that could threaten your life.
What? But how? Just moments ago, they were everywhere. I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down. Everything's fine now.
I think I understand. Almighty Shogun, you saved Inazuma. Yes, we were right to place our trust in the Almighty Shogun. As long as the Shogun is with us, Inazuma will last for an eternity. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
He's gonna move on.
What's wrong with him?
Is he disappearing?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land.
Yep.
The Sacred Sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley
Oh my
lines.
god.
After the Rifthounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
Oh, that's interesting. So, I'm gonna have to look back into this a lot later on, or in a bit later on, because this is huge. This is a lot of stuff that we're learning more about the Sacred Sakura. And I think you can only know more about this if you know the context behind the Sacred Sakura, which is in that cleansing ritual questline. The same thing happened to Dusky Ming.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yeah, they're pretty much,
Yes,
yeah, like ghost
that soldier
spirits.
was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma 500 years ago.
This just makes me curious because do we know how exactly Makoto died? I'm gonna go more into this later on, but there's so much stuff we need to look into here. He mentioned that the Shogun was absent. He also mentioned that the Kitsune Saiki was absent.
Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in
Oh my
origin,
god!
while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The disaster in
now
Inazuma caused me
fallen
great
kingdom.
concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal to combat the threat. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both knew that the road ahead would likely end in tragedy.
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in Kanria?
Wait, what?
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. In the end, Kitsune Saiku
So the Kitsune
sacrificed her
Saiki died
life
during that
to
war.
protect the people. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But I would like to believe that she kept her promise to me until the
Holy
very
crap,
last.
this is dark.
But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could
What
have
on
ever
earth
imagined.
is going on?
Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day, both on the land itself and in my heart.
Ei?
Is this the loss that Yamiko mentioned? No, this is not the loss that Yamiko mentioned. Not by a long shot. Now, before I move on, I need to know, how exactly did her sister die? Because we're gonna go into a bit of a lore territory here that we learned about in the Archon quest. So, as we know, the Raiden Shogun back then was two different goddesses, Beelzebul and Baal. Baal was Makoto, and Ei here is Beelzebul. Now, Makoto died during the war. It was shown on the cinematic. What I want to know is, how did Makoto die? Because Ei was her Kagemusha, her shadow warrior. Kagemushas are, in Japanese myth, are basically the shadow warriors that lead a fight. And they are usually a perfect body double of the person that these people worship. And I've seen this trope multiple times in other stuff, like other areas, other shows. And Ei is a Kagemusha of Makoto. Ei usually leads the war. Makoto is the one that rules Inazuma. They're twin sisters. They pretty much rule Inazuma together. Now, if A was the one in battle, so she knows the Kisenseki and the Kisenseki was her close friend, how did Makoto die? Because Makoto died during the war doesn't seem to make sense to me because she wasn't fighting, A was. So how would Makoto die at all? That makes me really confused because I do not think that Ball would die during the war if she's not the one fighting. She's just ruling Inazuma. Unless she went into the battle and died that way, or she got punished by Celestia. Like, how does this work? Maybe we'll get those questions answered later on, but something that I think you guys need to know before we move on. Is this the loss that Yamiko mentioned?
Yes.
Wait, what?
For the longest time, I couldn't bring myself to face the pain of that loss. All my martial might was in vain. Though I could conquer Tatarigami and vanquish monsters, I was helpless against the ravages of time, powerless to keep the ones I cherished alive.
Holy crap, A.
But after my clash with human ambition, I thought long and hard. Now I realize I cannot fixate on the past forever.
So you're no longer stuck in the past?
When I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. A glimpse of human potential. Everything far exceeded my expectations. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss, but also new encounters. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. But perhaps the future they were hoping for is not the eternity that I once strove for.
A's idea of eternity is being stuck in the past. That's why she wants to stay in the past pretty much forever. That's what eternity means, forever. The chapter was called Transient Dreams. Something that A used to be against. But now, she's ready to move on. And I think that's really cool. That's interesting in my opinion. The fact that this is what she means by eternity. It's being stuck in the past. I wonder though. There's still a few things that need to look into more. But I get the general gist of why A's been like this for a long time now. And you gotta feel bad for her, honestly. Like, she lost her closest friend, she lost her sister. She doesn't want to move on because they're all close to her, and she didn't want to lose them in the first place. And she feels guilty, and she doesn't want to move on because she's scared. She's scared of what's gonna happen next. Because maybe she's gonna end up losing Miko. Or Sada. And the new people close to her, maybe. Like, she was just that afraid to the point where she pretty much put herself in solitary confinement on her own accord. That's what the Plain Gitamiya is. A's character is real interesting in my opinion, and that's why out of the three Archons she might be my favorite. Not just because she is a girl, but because of the fact that she's going through this much pain, and yet she's actually now choosing to move on forward in time. Huh. Starting off, and this is really deep. That's what being human is about.
As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, your noble souls now rest in this earth. I will never forget you, and all that you did for Inazuma.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
You gotta feel bad for her, honestly.
Come on. Let's keep investigating the damage to the Sacred Sakura.
we're getting a crazy amount of lore dump right from the get-go, and this is insane. I cannot be any happier at the fact that we're getting this much lore. Like I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. Now, I recognize this place, and this is where she says the line.
As expected,
Oh
there
my!
are a load of
You scared the
Rifthounds,
crap out of me, A.
Leave them to me.
Well, now we can now swap into my main. Oh my god! I'm not playing Honkai. I forgot.
Inazuma shines eternal.
I was playing. I was pressing J because I was using the Honkai controls. Now, A's playstyle, I don't think I went too depth to this. She's a very strong battery. So, her solo is actually kinda bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Illusion shattered.
But pair up with others
Now
and
you shall
use her ult after everyone else uses their ults, she is an absolute beast.
Huh? Something seems wrong with A.
This is where she says the line. Are you feeling okay?
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish! Vaporize them all in one go, no?
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply conserving my energy. Although I have some understanding of the situation already, it could take an unexpected turn at any time. I must be prepared for anything. If there are more formidable monsters lying in wait in this area, I must make sure I have the strength to face them.
Ah, makes sense! Spoken like a seasoned shogun. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely
More
need
memories.
to tell Yashiro Commission about this. Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Is it the same situation as before? This guy's blind.
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land? Sounds like this guy's talking about 500 years ago, too.
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. He is a tea master and a member of my retinue. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea. He brews some of the very finest tea in all of Inazuma.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune to be in your Excellency's presence long enough to become acquainted with all the skills that are required of me. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a guest. I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account of the current situation. But please, sit and rest. After all, it's quite a mess out there.
What should we do?
I want to learn more about the past.
Yeah. Sheesh. There's monsters everywhere out there. It's pitch black and loads of people have been injured.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far already. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, but it seemed rather pointless to me. So, I decided to stay. And now the Almighty Shogun is here, I have even less reason to run away. Imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve. Where could I possibly run to then?
How come you're not panicking?
People flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished business in life. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories, I've been blind for many years, but her vivid descriptions took me on a splendid journey to all the most beautiful places in Inazuma.
Also, notice how he mentions her
Over
as
time,
Almighty
I've come
Shogun,
to
not
understand
A,
her mindset.
not Ball, not
Quite the romantic at
Makoto,
heart.
not Beelzebul,
A
just
true
Almighty
dreamer.
Shogun.
One thing she
You have to
always
understand,
says
they're in the
is,
mindset that this is only
"Good
one god.
things
They do not know
don't
that there are
last
two.
forever. Everything changes, fades, disappears completely over the passage of time. And so, people must make the most of the life they have, seize the chance to enjoy it while it lasts, and have no regrets in the end."
This doesn't fit the definition of eternity at all.
So you see, as bleak as things may be now, I have experienced countless wonderful things in life, and have no reason not to be satisfied.
This sounds like what Makoto would say.
Perhaps you are right.
It won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the almighty Shogun for the last time. Ah, what a pity. I'll never get to see what Inazuma looks like after the almighty Shogun rebuilds it anew. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now, but to me, it went dark a long time ago. Once this catastrophe is over, life is sure to spring forth anew. But even if I survived until then, I'd probably be a hopelessly befuddled old so-and-so by then. So, never mind, eh?
This is seriously
Oh,
messed up and
goodness
dark.
me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content
Also,
and forgetting
Ace?
to serve the tea.
Something's up with A
The
again.
almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. A truly egregious loss of decorum. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the tea set? I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens in their hasty
You
departure.
have to remind them. Again.
Can't see a tea set anywhere around here.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. Goodness gracious, what a fool I'm making of myself.
We know where to find a tea set.
I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it themselves. That would be most discourteous indeed.
Don't worry about it. Take a rest. We'll be back right away.
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No, no, no. Your humble servant implores you, not with the war raging outside.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea house in your memories. Leave it to us.
But... well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally collect
I
my
mean, of course
tea
you wouldn't
set
know
for
that
me.
he is nothing more than a
I
spirit.
can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time, this lovely old man from 500 years ago has been through so much, and it makes Paimon so sad.
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate? There'll definitely be a tea set we can borrow there.
I wonder. I'm not gonna lie. I expect this to happen, but Genshin's story is starting to pick up to a much more darker route. And I think it's about time we had... Ow! But it's about time that we had something like this.
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set from the Yashiro Commission.
Oh, sure. I'll fetch that for you right away. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest, almighty Shogun. Oh, and I'll inform my lord about your visit immediately. Ah, and the tea set. I'll bring that here as
He's
soon as
such
it's
a
ready.
nervous wreck.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to spend this time chatting with the Traveler.
Wow, sick burn.
Please, fetch the tea set at your convenience.
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat. I'm sure you must have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna bring that up. Cause the way he describes the Almighty Shogun is not how he would describe Ei. Ei is very stern, focused in battle. She is her idea of eternity is staying back in the past. Not what unlike Makoto. Makoto is a lot more benevolent, peaceful. I mean, Ei's also benevolent too in the end. But Makoto's more benevolent. She is more beloved because she's the one that people talk to all the time. And she actually cares about moving on into the future. Unlike Ei. Was it really you that the Team Master used to serve?
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The Almighty Shogun that he
Of course not.
described didn't sound
It's
anything
her
like
sister
you at all.
that he was describing.
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial
See?
arts.
She's battle focused.
So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but
So that's her
he
full
always
name?
acted as if he was completely unaware of it. The philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality.
Mm-hmm.
She always saw things that way.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Very.
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. The yearning for a better future held by living beings.
Dreams, or in other words, ambitions.
They are similar, but not identical. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations light up the sky far above in the form of countless stars. This somewhat shook me. Now, it seems like she was right, while I took the wayward path.
Wow. There sure was a lot going on beneath the surface.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream is more imaginary, more abstract than an ambition. An ambition is a yearning for something material, or a concrete outcome. It is finite in nature, and will be replaced by a new ambition in due course. Makoto
That's
was
really
more
interesting.
concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place. It is something innate, rooted in instinct. In other words, it is
So they have
something
two different
eternal.
views of eternity as well.
Quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with.
It seems more in line with how humans view the world.
Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wisdom to arrive at the conclusions she did. But in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose that means our differences have been reconciled.
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set. This one in particular should be fit for your Excellency's use.
It's quite beautiful. Thank you.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not deserve the gratitude of the Almighty Shogun.
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
You know, I've been thinking. I think it'd be interesting if we get to see how Makoto was in person. Knowing how A described her. Makoto appears to be more mature, in a way. Understanding the idea of dreams and ambitions more than A. Being a lot more philosophical. More supporting towards humans, rather than herself. A, as she's just a kid, had a very different outlook, but now she kind of understands Makoto a lot more better. Only took her about 500 years for her to finally understand that. 500 years too late. There we go. Also, he is missing.
Hey, where'd he go? He wouldn't have gone looking for a tea set himself, would he?
Wouldn't put it past him.
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the power to sustain him for very long, as was the case with the memory we saw earlier.
So we won't get to drink his tea?
I don't think we were able to drink his tea in the first place.
We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. The fact that we were able to meet him to begin with was a miracle of fate.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. This quest is really, really sad. The fact that we're just viewing memories of the dead people during the Cataclysm, during the war that Inazuma is going through, and learning learning more about A's past. I'm sorry, my throat's really shot right now. Learning more about A's past and why she's been like this, her connections with Makoto and the Kisene. This is really sad. This is really, really dark and depressing, and I've been expecting Hoyo first now to take this path. I don't know what to expect. I did not think how dark it would get. This was completely catching me off guard right now. Even to see the traveler not even smile like once. To see Paimon actually being upset like this, genuinely, and not like a joking manner. And you can kind of hear A's depression whenever she talks. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. This is crazy. Let's make our own tea. Cheer up, Paimon.
Well, this chance won't come often, and we do have a tea set. Perhaps I should try my hand at making us a pot of tea. I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. I doubt I should have any major problems doing it myself.
You could do it, eh?
The tea is ready. Please give it a try. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not sure how to explain it.
You don't need to. I understand. It's just the memories flooding back in.
You're right. But the things we've seen today have brought back many memories for me. I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I watched pass even further back. Back at the Yashiro Commission, I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted.
Oh god.
But now,
Dude,
I'd like to broach a heavier
you're already
topic,
making me
if I may. The
give it the
events of
feels.
500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend,
Yeah, I
Kitsune
know about that.
Saigu, they also
I need
took
to know
Makoto
how
away
exactly
from me
this happened.
for good.
She died in that disaster too?
Yes, I know. Yes, she did.
Yes. She went to
Wait,
Korea
what?
alone, without telling me. Unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. Whenever similar crises had arisen in the past,
Wait.
I was always the one to face them in her stead. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Or perhaps it was more that she went ahead of me, put herself in front of me, so that I would remain hidden. In any case, by the time I realized what was happening...
Wait, hold on. So, Makoto died in Konria, which I had a feeling. But I didn't know why she was there in the first place when she should be battling at all. She went to Konria to fight? Why would she do that? I'm sorry for being quiet, but this is insane. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I have a very scary reason why Makoto would do this. I really hope that's not the case, because if that's the case, then let's just move on. Makoto already...
Yes. It was too late.
That's cinematic.
I arrived only in time to hear her dying breath. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point, so all I could do was enter into her mind.
You talk to her subconsciousness?
As far as you're concerned, it would be somewhere similar to the plane of Euthymia.
Hold on.
It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. I cried bitterly. Even in those final moments, I couldn't understand her actions. Why did she go to Konria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely, and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount
It
Yoga.
just appeared?
The tree that you know as the Sacred Sakura.
The Sacred Sakura has always been there, hasn't it?
That's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. They were so matter-of-fact about it, and couldn't at all understand what I was so surprised about. No one questioned it, and yet its presence contrasted so starkly with the area as I remembered it. It seemed as if I was the only one to have noticed it appear suddenly out of thin air. In the end, I simply had to accept that it was a miraculous effect of Makoto's consciousness. With the help of the Sacred Sakura's power, I was finally able to overcome the monsters and quell the disaster in Inazuma.
This is all really hard to understand. Kinda beyond Paimon's level.
Simply put, Makoto's power somehow made that tree appear.
Yes. She had such a great love for this land, and for its people. In this respect, I still do not compare to her. I once told myself that I would never speak of these events again. Facing the fact that she is gone is unbearably painful. But even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, once swallowed, leaves some sweetness in the throat. And it's time I came to terms with it all.
It seems like you've done a lot of thinking about this already. I know the pain of separation too.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since
Wait.
you experienced that battle in person,
that is true. We asked Yai about this, but we never asked A about this. Have you seen my sister before?
Sister? I had heard that you were looking for your family. You mean to say that she was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far, it seems so, yeah.
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing. By the time I arrived, the worst of the fighting was already over. And also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of Inazuma, and the fate of those closest to me. So, I am afraid I can't help you.
Damn it.
Oh, well, that's
Yo,
a
Aether's
shame,
pissed.
but it can't be helped, I guess. Boy, both of you have experienced great tragedy.
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Very well. Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
I don't even know what to say. I don't want to talk anymore. I'm gonna give it a bit. For now, you're not gonna hear me talk for a bit. You will see some gameplay. I'm sorry, but this took such a dark turn that I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry.
Once again, please leave them to me.
Hey! Are you sure you're alright? You're scaring us!
Fear not. Fighting is what I do best. Shine down! Ha! 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 Ha!
Are you alright?
I'm fine. There is no escape! Shine down! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered!
You don't look too good. Don't force it. I think she's losing control.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength back. We'll deal with the monsters.
Oh no, more memories. Are you kidding me?
That's the same light again.
So the more memories that she remembers, the more she loses control? I don't get this. Time for another trip down memory lane. Who have we got this time?
Where am I?
You have some samurai.
Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too!
Uh-oh.
Are you injured, Your Excellency?
I'm quite all right. Just feeling a little stiff.
We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men! They're coming back for more! Let's get them!
Don't! It's too dangerous.
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we never would have taken up arms to begin with.
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun. When the situation looks bleak, we will draw on the power granted to us by the gods.
Is that a vision?
Wait, you're a vision wielder?
Certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for us to honor that.
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
So full of hope and an unwavering commitment to the resistance.
Nobody knew where your excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now we've found you. You're right here with us. Just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our hearts. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help too!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Don't worry about it.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Here! 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 Worthless! Here!
Eye for an eye. See? Time to go.
Lightning slash! Thunderclap!
Freeze to the core.
It seems like their attacks are finally over.
I've never fought so fiercely before.
Thank you all.
Are you okay? Maybe you should keep resting.
I'm fine. I feel much better already.
You fought phenomenally. It was truly awe-inspiring. The monsters will definitely come back. And when they do, it'll be more than a few Rifthounds this time. Quickly, escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City, and regroup with the General's forces as soon as possible.
Will do.
When everyone sees the Almighty Shogun safely returning, their spirits will be lifted.
Well, what are you guys gonna do?
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford to let them get any further. We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number of monsters that come our way.
Yeah, they don't know either. We have no business disrupting the reality you're experiencing. Great, thanks. I appreciate it.
Just leave it to us. Fighting is what we do best. But the Almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the power to change the present state of affairs. Only Her Excellency can turn back the tide of despair and lead us onward into the future. No matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our faith in the Almighty Shogun.
Thank you all very much. I promise you that I will create a bright future for Inazuma. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But from this moment forth, know that I shall be true to my word.
Don't worry, Your Excellency. We will never doubt your word as long as we live. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has lost.
Glory to the Shogun!
Glory to the Shogun!
Their undying loyalty. Was that a promise to them? Or a promise to yourself?
It was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But in dwelling on the tragedy, I overlooked their splendor. The grief blinded me to how brightly they shone in their final moments. The result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, I have dishonored their will. You could take the view that whatever I say to them is meaningless, because they are but disembodied memories held in the ley lines. But even so, they are due a resolution. I owe it to them, and to all the people who have placed their faith in me to date.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later, you're doing right by them now, and that's what counts.
Thank you for your comforting words. But this is my basic duty as Inazuma's Archon, and I have neglected it for far too long.
Don't be so hard on yourself,
I used
eh?
to think just like that samurai, that I was first and foremost a warrior, and my only duty was to face whatever challenge came my way. But what Inazuma needs more than a warrior is someone like Makoto. Even though I am utterly unlike Makoto, and can never become the person she was, I still need to do the things that she would have done.
Humans are worthy of your trust.
Yes, they are. They are strong and resilient, and have much to be proud of. As the Raiden Shogun they revere, I should not be the one to hold them back.
Well said. Sounds to Paimon like you figured things out.
Change will come to Inazuma, and with it, new possibilities. This will take time, but eventually, the future will bring healing to the scars of the past. No matter how long it takes, I am committed to bringing this to fruition. This is my promise. Now that we've dealt with the Rifthounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle the follow-up work, such as investigating the origins of this incident and tending to the root
I wonder
system.
who's responsible for this.
Alrighty then, let's move on.
She's gonna say the line.
Ei looks calm on the outside.
I know she is.
But Paimon bets her emotions must be all over the place right now, huh? She seems to have changed a lot since we last met her. Huh? What's wrong, eh? Come on, keep up.
Don't push her. Don't push her like that. Uh-oh. Hey!
What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
My body... I can't move it.
You losing control?
It looks like the situation is more serious than I thought.
We should get you back to the city.
No need.
Oh no.
She is calling me.
No.
The time
Now?
has come.
I'm not. No, 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 no.
Can you help me walk? I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami Shrine.
Why? What's in there?
Oh no.
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past
Oh,
and take the
interesting.
first steps into the future.